Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about two air gaps that we just introduced. These are variations of our previous air gaps, which has improved performance. On the right hand side I have AG200-004, which is the dual air gap for dual dishwasher with 2 inlets and 1 outlet. And on the right hand side I have dual air gap with dishwasher inlet and also 1/4 inch reverse osmosis systems inlet. So for dual air gap, you have 2 inlets, one on the right side, one on the left, and you have 1 discharge. Both inlets are 5/8 of an inch outside diameter, so they can fit 5/8 inch tubing with inside diameter. And then you put a couple of clamps here. And this is 7/8 inch outlet that goes directly to your garbage disposal, or if it's tied into the discharge drainage. On the top you have a cap. When you remove the cap, you have the cover, then retaining nut that holds the cover, and then the nut that holds it to the countertop, and then you have also a gasket and a bottom nut. Notice that this thread is very wide, so it allows to accommodate up to 2 inches of countertop. So we're going to go ahead and take it apart. I'm going to remove the top nut, and the cover comes off. And then retaining nut, and the gasket. Okay, and the only things left here is the bottom nut that secures the air gap to the counter. So I'm going to pull it back a little bit right here, and you can see this is your first inlet that goes inside here. This is your second inlet that goes inside here. Inside the cap there's a separator, so when you put the cap on, both air gaps are completely isolated from each other, and each one of them can handle up to 7 gallons per minute flow simultaneously. So both dishwashers can drain the water at the same time without overflowing air gap. The key for this performance is to make sure the tubing that goes out from 7/8 of an inch outlet directly into garbage disposal doesn't have any kinks and doesn't have any sags, because it's a gravity-fed device, so it needs a free flow from the air gap into the discharge system. Let's take a look how it's installed. And if this is our countertop, I'm just going to put it from the bottom right here. Okay, just like this. And then you have the gasket that goes on top, and then retaining nut. We're not going to tie it all away, because first we're going to put the cover, and the cover has a little notch, so you turn it until it goes right inside that notch. Now it's locked in, and then we put on top retaining nut that holds the cover in place. So now we're going to tighten it, and it's all done. So now we're going to pull that nut up all the way to the bottom, to the top, all the way to the top, just as long as it touches it. Right here. Now it touches it, and push it in. Now we're ready to tie it down, and we'll come back from the bottom, but not from the bottom, and we hand tied it. We don't recommend to use a wrench, but you can. Just a little bit, don't push it too much, just maybe 1/4 of a turn, make it nice and tight. And then the air gap then goes from the top, and the installation is completed. If you need to ever clean it in the future, you just pull up the cap, remove the nut that holds the cover, remove the top cover, clean the air gap, put the cover top on the back, and just lightly tighten it. Don't tighten it too much, just lightly, just enough for it to hold. It will have the seal, and then put the air gap cap on the top. As you can see, the installation is very simple, and also it's simple to clean the air gap with this configuration. If we look at the second air gap, which is AG200-005, it has identical constructions on the inside, but the top cover is a little bit different. So I'm going to remove the top cover, and you will notice the top cover has a separate separation for reverse osmosis part and also for dishwasher. So if you look from the top, there's a little square part right here, that's reverse osmosis part, and the round part or half circle part is for the dishwasher. So when you install it, this is reverse osmosis, and this is a dishwasher. So when you install it, you want to make sure that each of them go to the right place. So this is your reverse osmosis, and this is the dishwasher. If there's any leakage from the air gap, typically, if the customer just turns it around and puts it the wrong way, then you may end up with a leaking air gap. So we don't want to do that. So you can see also for the reverse osmosis part, there's a restrictor. And restrictor is designed to make sure that the water flows really slowly through the air gap, so you don't have any noise. You don't have any gurgling noises, or you don't have any like a dripping noises. The rest of the top of the air gap is identical. You have the same thread here and the same inlet. On the right hand side, that's for your dishwasher. Then you have 7/8 inch outlet, which goes to the garbage disposal. And here we have a John Guest connector, which is a 1/4 inch push-in connector. So when you take your reverse osmosis tubing, you can just push it right into here and then pull it back, and that will lock it in place. And this way you don't need to have two air gaps on your kitchen counter. You can use one air gap for dishwasher and one air gap for reverse osmosis to solve both problems. And this is the air gap that is convenient to use and easy to install.